Guests at a wedding in, of course, Florida, got a whole lot more than they bargained for after they were allegedly served food laced with marijuana without their knowledge or their consent. The bride and the caterer, the bride's on the left, the caterer's on the right, have been arrested for allegedly lacing the food. They are facing felony charges of reckless tampering and delivery of marijuana. In Florida, recreational marijuana is not legal. Now, some of the guests are speaking out. Take a look.
He's like, "Are we stoned right now?" And everyone's just kind of looking around each other laughing, and we absolutely were. We were high as a kite, all of us. You have to respect other people's free will and boundaries and option to have a choice in something like that.
So according to the sheriff's office, several guests got sick after eating laced lasagna, which sounds like a band's name. 8 people were taken to the hospital, some on stretchers. One person thought she was going to die and that her husband was yelling at her. We can kind of giggle and laugh at all this, but this is...
We're not laughing if you get my granny high.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, weddings are for older folks. That's who it's for. What if Lindsay's there and she's 4 months pregnant? You know, there's like a lot of things.
What if I'm sober at that party?
The repercussions of this is like an idea that like 8th graders would have in like 1989. They thought but didn't think it through. I cannot believe an adult that knows the ramifications of this would like get involved with somebody else and make this plan. Like, first of all, it's Florida. Last I checked, weed is still illegal. How are you going to explain where you got it? I mean, there's a lot of legal issues here.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I always think about the cop who took the brownies and then called 911 on himself.
Yes,
I don't want to get
classic.
You just go to YouTube, Google this thing. It's hilarious. If you want to laugh on a Friday, he allegedly got some brownies from someone he pulled over, and him and his wife eat the brownies. Then knowing they're weed brownies, but they get so high they call 911 and it's recorded, and then they. It's hilarious.
It was amazing.
So that's hilarious. This is a totally different case, right? These people, it's the equivalent of spiking a punch at a high school, right? It's legal, but you spike a punch at a high school. Guess where you're going, Al?
Absolutely.
You're going to prison, buddy.
And immediately I thought, like, okay, if I was at that wedding and I needed to get home safely, let's say I had a drink of champagne to cheers the bride and the groom, and then I'm high also, beknownst to myself, driving home, I have a kid to get back to. Like, it's really frustrating. And everyone has a lot of, everybody can, you don't know if kids came, whatever it was. It's like you are putting people in these predicaments where they can get seriously injured because of your joke. And now also you're going to sail off into the sunset as a newlywed and facing 5 years in prison if you're convicted. You and this lady, the other caterer. So what was the point? What was the end game? What did you gain from this?
Yeah, did you have a good chuckle by the cake? My mom's also on high medications. What if you're on high medications and then you get extra high? That could be a major high blood pressure. I mean, this could be really, really, really dangerous.
Yeah, and you did it to the people close enough to you to be invited to your wedding.
Yes.
So now you have no social structure system because everybody hates you now. So I hope it was worth it.
And you see, her friend was almost brought to tears. Like, which friend laughed about this? Which friend was thinking this is also a good joke?
So we are going to actually, coming up on DBL, Dr. Coley is going to weigh in on this, and we want to know how dangerous was this for the bride to actually do this. All right, welcome back. We were actually just talking about that bride who was accused of drugging her own wedding with marijuana. Guests said that they felt dizzy. Others said their hearts were racing. So, Dr. Coley, we want to ask you if you think this is, what were you doing?
I was looking at her photo, and there's a thing called crazy eyes. And I was saying she might have crazy eyes.
On live television.
I didn't mean for that to come up.
Right?
Does it kind of look like it?
I mean, that's
sorry.
No,
I
appreciate
apologize.
that.
You know, there's a medicine called ketamine that gives you ketamine eyes, where one goes in one direction and one goes in the other.
Whoa, is crazy eyes a medical thing? Like when you see like they don't have a soul type deal?
That's when you go to medical school in the streets.
I know.
Class at Harvard. I think
I've seen pictures of people that are crazy. I'm like, oh, that person's crazy because they have no soul. But anyways.
So was this dangerous, or are we being a little too fuddy-duddy? Was this just an innocent sort of funny prank?
No, this is ridiculous. This was incredibly dangerous. You poisoned your friends and family members with this. And edibles, they have a different way of being metabolized in the body. So when you smoke marijuana, you know kind of exactly how much of a dose you're getting, and it comes on a lot sooner because you're inhaling it. Edibles break down differently in different people. The dose is a little bit variable, so you can have a high risk of overdose, which is what a lot of these guests had. And when you have an overdose of marijuana, you get hallucinations, paranoia, anxiety. You're at increased risk of violence to yourself or to others. Your heart rate, blood pressure, everything shoots up, so you can have an increased risk of heart attacks. So this is just really, really shocking to me that somebody would do this to their friends and family members.
And laced lasagna.